Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Transformation Tuesday, December 6th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. I'm so upset, you guys. I know I wish I could have joined you guys yesterday, but something came up. But we are back today, and we have a great lineup this week. Our very special guest today is a Dallas, Texas native, and he's a father of two, and I'm super excited to have him here. He's an actor, and he's also done some music as well, too. So without further ado, Fashion Dolls, let's welcome our very special guest, Mr. Gurie Sheffield Jr. Let me go ahead and share this live with him so that we can get him on in here. And make sure you guys go and check out my stories for the announcements as well also too. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to share. Make sure you guys share the live. Let everyone know that we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back, Fashion Dolls, with an all new episode. So without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, Mr. Gurie Sheffield Jr. Let's add him in. So that I can add you. Make sure you're on your phone because it's not letting me add you. Give us 1 sec, ladies and gentlemen. And hi, Jay Evans. Yes, the music panel is tomorrow, December 7th at 6:30. So make sure you guys tune in. We will be reviewing some of the most iconic classic singles, the most iconic classic albums for Christmas. So definitely please tune in tomorrow. Also tomorrow we have legendary actress Cherry Johnson. She will be joining me tomorrow at 3 p.m. And then 2 p.m. we have Alonzo from TSFDW. So make sure you guys tune in for that. All right, so without further ado, it's the hair for me. You look gorgeous. Thank you so much. And shout outs to my makeup artist, Melanie Nalamai Bridges, for getting me right. And you guys know that I'm responsible for the fashion, the glam, and everything. So shout outs to Melanie. All right, so without further ado, let's get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Timothy. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the dollhouse. Wait a minute. Let me add him. Let me add him. Uh-oh. Okay, make sure you're on your phone, Gurie, so that I can add you. And make sure you guys check out my stories also to find out who else is coming on into the dollhouse this week. Yesterday, we did have an interview scheduled, but something came up, so we're going to reschedule that one. But I'm glad to be back with you guys this week. I had to literally take a mental break and detox, and we'll talk a little bit about that at the end of this interview, so you guys will know. But I'm all right. So let me add my very special guest for today, ladies and gentlemen, Gurie Sheffield Jr. Uh-oh. It's not letting me add him for some reason. It's saying he's unable to join. Hmm. What is going on? Are you on your phone or laptop, Gurie? Because it's not letting me let you join for some reason. I'm trying to accept it, and it's not letting me. That is so odd. Okay, now I got you. There we go. Hell, he had the video off. There you are. Well,
What's up? What's up?
welcome to the dollhouse. How are you doing?
I am great, fantastic.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. So before we kick off this interview, we're now about to head into the new year of 2023. How has 2022 been for you thus far?
How's 2022? You said 2022 been for me?
Yes, 2022 been for you so far.
It's oh man, it's surprisingly great. I've been filming my project, my movie. That kind of playing behind me right now that I'm directing and I wrote. Still filming that. Been going at that strong this year. Plus, on top of that, been on a lot of different projects. Being able to get on BET Plus was a major one. And had two movies actually come out on Tubi. 2022 has been great. I cannot complain at all. Very blessed about it.
Yes, yes. So let's dive right into this interview.
Hmm.
So you were born in Dallas, Texas, but you were raised in Oak Cliff. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So, raised on Oak Cliff between there. I don't know if anybody familiar with Highland Hills, but kind of between both of there. My dad was more so in Highland Hills. My mom was in Oak Cliff. And yeah, I went to Teacher Terry Elementary School. I was the quiet kid. I didn't bother nobody. I stayed out the way as much as possible. But um, but yeah, and I played sports like pretty much since I was like 4 years old, like my whole life. So it was growing up in Oak Cliff wasn't bad. We didn't know how how you be in an environment you don't know how bad it is because you're so used to it. So that's kind of how I was. I was just like I was just happy to be alive, basically. You know what I mean at that point. But everything's cool, man. I love Oak Cliff, like seriously.
And you're the oldest of four siblings. So tell us about that. Did you always knew you wanted to be an actor? And you also done some music too, which we'll get into because you have such a very prolific career.
Right. So acting. The very first movie I was in was Friday Night Lights. The movie, not the TV show, the
Yeah.
movie, way back in like 2005, I believe. So, um, that was the very first movie I've ever was in and was able to see. They used our football season like inserts in the movie, so they gave us tickets to go to the theater to see the football players, and we was actually had a chance to see that. I mean, it was an experience because I guess in a weird way it kind of sparked them. But I mean, you're taking some kids from the hood, man, and never thought they'll see themselves on the silver screen. So, and the fact that the movie was it was about my high school, at least a portion of it was, that was like unforeseen, for us. So, I guess it sparked there. But in the midst of that, that's when I started doing music like, what, ninth grade? And all the way to college. After college, I started doing my own thing. Ended up getting on 979 The B, which is a radio station out here, and getting on MTV, the Vans tour, Warp Tour, South by Southwest, performed there as
Okay.
well. And yeah, and I actually the track that got on the radio, I actually produced it myself, and that was like a huge kick for me, I guess, to kind of revamp me and launch me into the whole acting thing because I kind of got bored with the music. So I just was like, yeah, I want to do something else. Man, I done performed everywhere in Dallas. So I'm like, this ain't, I'm ready to do something else. So the acting kind of just landed in my lap. And that's how that happened.
And in 2016, you've also done some modeling as well too. Like I said, again, you had such a very prolific career span. You've done some music, you've done some acting and modeling. You started in 2016.
Right. The modeling is the reason I started acting because I didn't really like the industry too much. And I'm not some 6'5" Chad. You know what I mean? I'm just typical 5'9", height guy. So the modeling thing that's what I always get was, oh well, he's too short. He can't do this, or he can't do that, or he can't do that, or he can't be on this billboard. So I'm like, okay. So my whole career is the foundation is basically proving people wrong. And I'm still doing it to this day. And I got to the point where me and my daughter was able to get on the billboard down here, downtown Dallas at the American Airlines Center, which is probably one of the most highest traffic. Like it's a lot of traffic in that area
Yeah.
because the hockey games, the basketball games, and all these events go on there. And yeah, I was able to get up there when I was told that I would never see the light of day of a billboard, and things like that. So that was probably like the highlight of my career. Everything that I've done, that being on the billboard with my daughter was probably like that was it for me. That's what did it for me.
Now, you've mentioned your daughter. You're a father of two. So tell us, how do you find that balance with acting, doing music, and at the time modeling as well too? Because it's a balance, and most parents that are in this business, I don't have kids. I'm Auntie Stevie. So, how do you find that balance with family life and then your entertainment life with acting and your film, your project, which we'll get to a little
Right.
bit later?
Um, Support. It's been times where I had to sacrifice like filming where I couldn't see my kids for a minute, and but when I got that downtime, it's all about them. Sometimes there's been times where they actually came on set with me, because I didn't have a choice. So thank God for my mother, that grandmother. She, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be able to make it to some of these productions and stuff like that to get some things done. So my mom they have an awesome grandmother. And like I said, support is everything. So, man, it goes a long way. But my daughter, cause she's been on set a lot more. She loves the environment. She loves directing, and she's only 8, so she's actually helping me kind of co-direct my movie. But yeah, she's I'm getting her more in tune with that. My son, he's kind of really entry level. He has a commercial out too. He was in a daycare commercial, but yeah, I'm getting them more so into that. But my daughter, she just like telling people what to do. That's just basically.
Okay, baby, you might have a baby Shonda Rhimes on your hand. All right.
Yeah, the balance is something else, man. That's my boy Kamar. What's up, KD? I see you, boy. But yeah, that's what's pretty much happening. With that is that's how the balance works. Sometimes it's hard to balance it. You have to do it if you want to be an industry. A lot of people don't see the sacrifice you make because there's been times where I literally could not see my kids or haven't seen them for weeks because I'm filming. I get a little time with them, then I have to leave, and things like that. So it happens, man. I hate it, but it happens.
And what makes it even more difficult is that, 2020 to 2021, there was a lot of shutdowns. And I know the parents out here concerned for the parents that are in the entertainment business that are working on set and everything to find out there's this pandemic that just hit all of a sudden. And then you're on set and then it's a shutdown or whatever. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are at home. So it's just like, well, where do we go from here? So it was hard on everybody. So I totally understand 100%.
Yeah, yeah, it was a little difficult, and plus, I mean, it was pros and cons with the COVID situation for actors
Yeah.
because I was actually a lot of people don't know this. There's this app called Hey Joe. They use it for actors. It's kind of like a Zoom app, like for Zoom, but it's for actors that audition and casting directors and stuff like that. I was actually, I think on the beta test for that when they were like pushing that real strong. It didn't become popular until COVID hit, and we couldn't do in person auditions anymore. So we had the privilege of recording them at home and sending them in, which we still kind of do that. But yeah, I don't know if you knew that, but they kind of cut down on a lot of in-person auditions. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do them, but they don't really do them like they used to. That was the only way you used to audition. So it's pros and cons to that, because sometimes you can wow people while walking into a room, and they automatically know within the first 10 seconds, that's our guy or that's our girl right there. And it's different when they're looking at you on a screen, you know what I mean? Because it's all performance at that point. But I'm more comfortable recording them at home all day because I can mess up as many times as I want to and start over, and then just hit record again. So yeah, but like I said, there's pros and cons to it. Some people probably like in person a lot better um, than recording it. Me, I got all the recording equipment, obviously. So
Yes, and a lot of people had to do their self audition tapes at home and things. Like it was a lot. And especially if you was on Broadway, like in the middle to stop mid, the show's going on and everything, to stop mid season. If you're doing theater, you know what it's like, how difficult it is for a lot of people to
yeah,
get work on here. Actors, directors, and all. It really affected us.
it is. It is. I helped a lot of people too. I don't know why people feel like they can call me like I'm still learning a lot myself, but I've helped a few people like with their auditions. Some people that's just starting in. That's actually what my production is about in my project. I'm getting a lot of people first time on the screen. Because we have a lot of popular actors down here that are like phenomenal. But I know we got a lot of new faces too, but a lot of them don't get seen because these other people are so popular they keep getting in every project. So
Yeah.
I'm like trying to you know, trying to reach up and bring some people up that I know, or at least I can work with and direct myself. That's the enjoyment I get out of it. And plus, it's gonna be a mixture of really seasoned actors in my project with a lot of the newbies, so they'll be able to pick up and learn from them and stuff like that. People that I personally work with on TV and everything. So yeah.
All right, let me take some questions, ladies and gentlemen. We have a question from my fraternal Island Yankee. He has two questions actually. He wants to know. Okay, we're gonna go with the first one. He says, does seeing your kids at times help to emote better as your characters?
He said, "Just seeing my kids help me emote better as a character."
Yes. Yes, as your character.
Um, actually, yeah, there were a lot of moments that before acting that, man, I had to pull from, even before the kids as well. But yeah, it's some times where I had some times with before my son came, my daughter, she's like a spin image of me, and yeah, it wasn't so good, but I can relate it into a lot of different roles, and it helps my range a lot more than I thought that it did. And it was just a matter of just knowing how to tap into that, because you can have a lot of people, you go through so much, you kind of regress it, don't even think about it. You put it somewhere in a little box in your head and you just leave it there. But when it's time to like tap into that, especially with something like acting, that can you can use that to a benefit, you know what I mean? But you got to know how to balance it, because some people can go there and they will not come back, tragically. I've seen it happen on a few of my sets where somebody had to cry, I mean, like drastically, like just break down, and they never stopped. Even during cut, we had to like console them and like, because we don't know where they went to mentally. So we had
Oh,
to
yeah.
like bring them back and talk to them and stuff. And I mean, it happens in Hollywood too. Michael B. Jordan went through it with the first Black Panther. He had to go through counseling, after he did Killmonger, and he had to go back to film with Creed 2. And he thought that, once he cut the dreads off and everything, he'd be good. But he said he wasn't mentally right. He was being distanced from his family and stuff. Like, people understand that stuff takes a toll on you when you dig that deep,
Me too.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
The second question is, are you an actor who can sing or a singer who is going to act?
um, singer as to act. Hold up, I'm acting's the finish line for me. Um, I guess I could start from doing the singing to acting thing, but acting was the finish line for the simple fact that it pays the bills, like like drastically. It pays the bills and then some. Yeah, I'm still learning so much about the business on the financial side, but this is probably one of the most lucrative things I've ever done. From a financial standpoint, that's outside of clocking in and going to a 9 to 5 job. But man, getting booked is man, I mean, I love getting booked. There's a lot of stuff I do for free, but the perks of the financial backing and the contracts and stuff like that, once you
Mhm.
understand that number, like I'm still getting paid for stuff I did over a year ago. Like I haven't got into the music side of doing something like that yet, but acting that was probably one of the like top 3 benefits of doing this in this industry. Some stuff, a lot of people think when they get into it, they automatically should be start getting the thousands of dollars, the money. It don't work like that. I had to break that down and humble some people. Like, bro, like you gonna have to do some stuff for free. You're gonna have to do some stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's part of the industry. I still do stuff for free. I have no problem with it because I love what I do. But you got to make it make sense at the end of the day. But you just can't get your feet wet and think, oh man, I need these. I need 5. I need 6,000. I need this, this, this. It don't work like that.
No,
You're lucky if you get that, but it doesn't. It typically doesn't work like that.
exactly. Now, I know you and the world know you
Mm-hmm.
as one of the DEA agents on Queen of the South on USA. So tell us, what was it like getting the callback role for this show? Because Queen of the South was an amazing show. You did season 2. So tell us a little bit about that. What was it like? And do you remember where you were when you got the callback?
Yeah, absolutely. I was laying in bed, and and I got an email from my guy Andre at Legacy Casting, and I was on season 1. That's when I started getting my feet wet in acting. That's when I was like just seeing how things, because I knew nobody in the industry. So that was my first time on a set like that was
Yeah.
Queen out in season 1. Yeah, and I was just like a sprinkle and like 100 and 200 some extras, whatever. So I met some people, and it's like the people that I was like placed next to that I learned from. It was like God put them there for a reason, because I learned. It was like small amount of time with them, but I learned so much, and I've been building off for just that little bit amount of time. And I work with them more than a few times again. Actually, one of them that I met actually is in my movie. So we built like a huge connection over the years. She's awesome.
Yeah.
But when I got the call back for season 2, it was because of what I did in season 1. It was weird because I always showed up. I was on time. I had my wardrobe together. They never had no issues with me. They never had to find or look for me because they do that. Even on these major productions, they still look for people that don't show up. Um, and when I saw that, you know, and I had good standards with them, they called me back and was like, "Hey, we want to double your pay and put you as, you know, future DA or whatever like that." I'm like, "What that mean?" They was like, "Well, we pretty much need you like every day." So I quit my actual job, and that's what I was doing full time. I started full time acting from there on, and yeah, I did that for about 3-4 years straight, starting from there. And so when I came back, that's when I found out my cousin, her name is Nikki Dixon. She's one of the principal roles in there. She's the main DA agent. We found out we were cousins on set on day one filming. We found out we were cousins. And we was introducing ourselves to each other. And she heard my last name because I don't just have like a typical last name. And she was like, where you from? And I was telling her like, well, I'm from here, but my people are from Kilgore, East Texas, at the border of Louisiana. And she was like, okay. And she went left, got on the phone with her mama, started calling. We started connecting people. And we found the connection and found out we actually are cousins. So she's super talented, man. She's on a lot of stuff, but she's crazy motivational. And it was so crazy is I was on set with her before Queen of the South. We didn't say a word to each other. Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, she played a judge. I forgot what movie it was. I was like in a jury or something, but she played a judge, and I seen her. I just never said a word to her. We never spoke. They never spoke until day one of filming Queen of the South. So yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
That was really fun. My first chase scene, car scene. Oh man, it was Queen of the South was the bomb, man.
And you got to
Yep.
work on your own stunts and everything. Now you also did another this project. I'm taking a deep breath and I'm kind of sighing because we've seen it on Netflix. You know where I'm going with this. You did
Mhm.
Murder Made Me Famous, and
Right.
it was the episode on Dahmer, and we know that Dahmer is on Netflix.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
your character lost the first time ever lost their life on television. So I know that must have been difficult. You have family watching and everything. And I interviewed an actor, Nelson Davis,
Yeah.
said one thing his family will not allow him to do or they will not watch is him
Mhm.
passing away from TV. So I know
Yeah,
that must have been difficult for one of the most controversial people
it
in
was.
the world. Yeah,
Yes, it was. Because you knew that once you understood the history of Dahmer and who his targets were, and
yeah,
so they were kind of when they would first approach me with the role, it was a different role for another person, and I was kind of uncomfortable with some of the stuff they wanted me to do, so I'm like, I declined it at first. But the
right.
director, I worked with him on another TV show before, so he wanted me like so bad. He was like, put him in this. He got more lines. He got this. He do, and it was for Ernest Miller. And then when I read what happened to him, and I really seen, I'm like, oh, they gonna show all this, like, because I'm like, it's pretty
Graphic.
graphic and stuff that, yeah. I mean, he did some messed up stuff to a lot of people, but my
Yeah.
particular character, I'm like, how far are they going with it? So yeah, but that was my first time actually down on TV, and I watched it with my mom, and actually recorded her reaction. Yeah, she was just screaming a lot. That's all. She was, she did not like that. My daughter didn't like it either. I didn't even know she watched it.
Yeah.
But yeah, my daughter. But the thing is with my daughter is that when she watches stuff with me in it, she studies it. She don't just watch to be like, oh, that's my daddy. She watching. She looks at like every little thing that I do, and I know she been doing that since she was like, oh my god, 4 or 5 years old. And I noticed that's when she started taking an interest. It ain't just me being on TV. She's just watching me, just like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? Why is he doing this? Why is he looking like that? Why is he staring? And that's what she's looking at. So that's why I want to get her more in depth into it. But yeah, that was the first time. That was the first time, and that was, oh my God, man, that day was crazy because they had to put this makeup, these prosthetics on my neck so the blood can come out.
Oh yeah.
So they had to put like this little flat pipe, like a little black little tube right there, but it was flat. They gave this chick, this makeup artist, like 20 minutes to do it. It's a 3-hour job. They gave her 20 minutes to do that on my neck because they had changed up the scheduling for the day, and my scene was next. So she was like, I don't have that much time to do this. Or y'all like, oh, y'all serious? So they kind of was beefing on set a little bit with the makeup department.
Uh-oh.
And I got a video of that too somewhere floating around my Instagram, but you can see the after effect because it looked like it's like meat hanging and all. It's a mess, man. But yeah, that was a unique day. Because that was a long day too, but it was a unique day, and I was able to pull that off. I was just like, I didn't know how it was gonna look on TV because I've never obviously gotten stabbed or killed before on TV. So I'm like, I don't know if I died the right way. I don't know if I follow the way they wanted me to. So yeah, I don't know, man. But I had to read up on the history first of Dumber before I even like agreed to that role because I wanted to make sure that that I did that the right way at least. Sadly, so yeah.
Okay, that was heavy because of the subject matter and the person that we were discussing and everything. So we're gonna move on to a lighter note here. Back to family. All right, now you and your daughter are a part of the United Way nonprofit organization. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so I was at work when I found that I got booked for the United Way commercial, and man, they took so long to book me that I didn't even realize that we submitted or I was submitted to them. I'm like, what's United Way again? When I realized who they were, I'm like, oh, the nonprofit organization. I'm like, okay, got it. I have a cousin that works with a nonprofit, so that's how I remember who they were. So apparently they were looking for a little girl. They were gonna get some other random little girl. I don't know who they were originally gonna get, but they asked my agent, hey, does he have a daughter that's like 5 or 6? They wanted somebody 5 or 6. My daughter was only 4 at the time. I'm like, I have a daughter. I'm like, she could do this. You know what I mean? I'm like, here, send them pictures, submit her, talk them into it, whatever you gotta do. Like I was just like, I gotta get her in here. And then like about 30 minutes later, that was like, she's booked. Like we want her. Like that's how she got booked for that commercial. And after that, we showed up on set. She got dressed. She was excited. Her mom didn't get to come, but it was all good. It was just me and her. I got her, I think she was with just some daycare at the time. No, it was summertime, so she didn't have school. So she was excited. She didn't know what to expect, but when she got on there, man, she was in her element. Like, I feel like I was her assistant. Like, she was handing me water bottles like I'm just a little, like a little lackey or something. I'm like, what is you doing? But I recorded her, man, and every time she does what I do on set, naturally, without me telling her. So whenever we do a take, she would come behind the director and she would look at her take and see if she messed up, and she'll go back and we'll do it again and she'll do it better. That's something she just naturally, that was just something she just did. I was just watching her, and she was tired at the end of it because it was really hot. We was outside. It was after we were done, she was exhausted. But we had no clue how big that campaign was going to be. It was major. It was big, and they used our picture and poster on everything. Like, they had United Way like conferences and meetings. Like we had big old banners in there that I'm like, I wish I would have been able to get one. Banners are like 5, 6 feet tall, and of course
Wow.
the digital billboard that was downtown Dallas. That one took me out. When we found out about that, somebody called me, and they worked at the American Airlines Center. It's like Channel 8 News and a whole bunch of stuff over there. They called me and was like, hey, I think I see you and your daughter on the billboard. I'm thinking like, oh snap, it's like 9 in the morning on a Sunday. I'm finna grab clothes and leave. And like, which billboard? I'm thinking it's on the highway somewhere. They was like, nah. And they took a picture, and I'm like, bro, is that the American Airlines Center? They was like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I went, got my kids, got my grandmother, got my mom, picked up my own. I picked up pretty much whoever could fit in my car. And we just headed to downtown. And when we headed downtown, um, we saw the billboard before I even parked. The billboard was running, and we saw it, and I'm like, yo, this is blowing my mind. And my mom saw it. She was excited. So I went ahead and found a parking spot, parked illegally somewhere. And then we got out the car, and as we were walking across the street, there was a light. We had to wait on this light to turn so we wouldn't be jaywalking and stuff. This guy that was standing next to us looked at the billboard, and he looked at us and was like, oh, he was like, y'all a bunch of celebrities. He took a picture of my daughter just because she was on the billboard. Just right there before we even got over there. So when we got over there, man, we was just like, I mean, it's still surreal. I sometimes go back to that. Actually, this is actually on my wall. That it was printed up in the newspaper right there.
Oh wow! Yes.
That was the Dallas Morning News. Every morning they printed it. Every Sunday morning they printed it, and yeah, that was it right there. So that whole situation, the way that happened, and the way that it ended, and then after when COVID hit a year later, they used that commercial for COVID relief, and yeah, it just stayed in rotation on the news for a while.
Residuals are coming in for everything. We're coming in for everything. And another historic moment too. You've also done the Frito-Lay's commercial for Here's to the Moment, celebrating 50 years, and this was 2021. Tell us, what was it like getting the call to be a part of this brand? Because everybody eats Frito-Lay's potato chips.
Right. That was, man. So I had just bought a car. I needed a car. I didn't have a car at the time. I needed a car so bad. I just got a car. And that week, I got the audition Fritos. I was this close to not taking it. Because I was like, I just got this car. I don't feel like driving way to Austin. So from Dallas to Austin, it's like almost a 3-hour drive just to go audition. I've done this before. But you'll drive 3 hours, do an audition for 10 minutes, and turn right back and drive another 3 hours coming back home. So that's where I'm just like, this drive. So I went ahead and took it. I was the only person from Dallas in the audition room. This is when we were still doing in-person auditions. And this is right after me and my daughter shot our commercial. This is right after that. So I did the audition, and I'm like, man, I don't fit the criteria for none of these guys in here. All these guys were like big burly guys, like the backyard barbecue type dads. And I'm like, I don't fit. I'm like, they ain't gonna, in my head, I'm like, they're not finna pick me, man. So I went and did the audition, and then as I was coming back, I got a call from my agent. Was like, "Hey, they like you. You might end up getting a call back from this." I'm like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." Next day, I got a call back. They wanted me to come back the next day, which was like on a Thursday. I went back down there. I dressed. They wanted me to dress the same way I did because apparently they liked whatever I had on. This time it was less people, and they put us in groups. So the group I guess I auditioned with, they liked all of us. So we auditioned. This time it's a room full of people. Fritos themselves were there. Casting directors, the producer, the director was talking to us through a laptop. He wasn't even there. I don't know where he was. I think he was at home or something like that. But he was just telling us what to do. The first time I went, it was only one person in there behind the camera, and they was just like, okay, go. That was it. Second time, it's like 30 people in here. So I'm like, okay, cool. We did the audition. After that, I'm like, cool, well, it's up in the air now. And then one of my co-stars, she didn't realize she had her shirt on backwards the whole time we were auditioning. She didn't find out until like later, like after we were done. And she was like, I hope the God just bring me good luck. She was like, I feel so stupid. My shirt's backwards. I'm like, I didn't even notice it myself. I couldn't tell what type of shirt she had on. So, well, that was a little joke that we had later on when we got on set. I was on my way to work that day, actually. It wasn't even the next day. That day, I was on my way to work. My agent called me and was like, are you allergic to anything? I'm like, what you mean? She was like, are you allergic to like any kind of food? I said, well, seafood, certain seafoods, yeah. And she was like, okay, but not chili or nothing. I'm like, no, why? And she was like, okay, I'm going to call you back. Hung up. Maybe 2 minutes later, she called me back. She was like, you're on the reserve list for this commercial. I'm like, for the Fritos? And she was like, yeah. I'm like, are you serious? Because it was like 150 people in there for the audition. This was like a big major spot, and this was like really historical. As you've seen, it's like the first commercial they did in pretty much 50 years. Yeah, it is the first one, actually, the first digital one too. So we did that. She called me back and was like, yeah, before I even got to work, like I was put on a reserve list, I was up for consideration, and I booked it all within like that hour. Like they made a decision quick. So that was like, congratulations, you got booked. you know, this is when you go down there for wardrobe. This is when you go do this. Boom, boom, boom. I said, cool. We go down there for what? I go down there for wardrobe. I'm excited as hell, and I'm trying on all these clothes. They have like oh my god, like a wall, like maybe a good 25-foot long rack of just clothes for me to try on. And all of it is my size and everything. And I'm like, yo, some of this wardrobe is dope. I'm like, can I please keep like this shirt or these? That was like, we'll think about it. We'll think about it. I'm like, y'all got like 4 different pair of like, just let me keep a shirt. You know what I mean? I'm just having fun at this point. They actually let me keep the shirt. So yeah, I actually still have that shirt in my closet. It was a nice little shirt too. Fitted me nicely. So I tried on stuff, and then I was the first one there. They wanted to get me out the way. Like I said, now it's like a conference room full of people. Fritos, like the people who choose the chip flavors, the design of the bags, like all of them are there. I'm like, why? I didn't get why they were there, but I'm like, I get it, but I didn't understand because this is new to me. Like this whole thing is new to me. So when I get there and I'm trying on my clothes and stuff, they was like, no, we don't like those pants. Swap pants. I go in there, change pants. Yeah, we don't like your socks. I'm like, you see my socks? I'm like, okay. So I go there, change socks. They had socks for me. It was like, yeah, get him a smaller shirt. You know, the shirt too big. Wanted to kind of fit, you know, a certain way. Got a shirt. They saw my look. They scanned it. Like 20 people had to give me a thumbs up before I can even walk out. They finally gave me the thumbs up for my look. I was leaving. The next day, I had to come back and film. And that was dope because that was the first time my mom actually was on set with me.
Oh.
Yeah, she actually drove. I was too tired to drive because I got off of work at like 12 midnight. And I had to be on set by like 7 in the morning. So to leave here, I had to leave like 4 in the morning, 3-ish or so. So yeah, she drove for me. She took off work and she drove. And that was her first time. And the whole time, I be getting on her to this day about this. She thought I was just like an extra. She thought I was just somebody in the background. I'm like, you think I'm gonna have you take off work and me take off work to drive 3 hours for me to just be a blur in the back? Come on now, mom. Like, you know, but when I got there, the royalty treatment, you know, the talent treatment, and because it was technically, I guess, my commercial. So they had my wardrobe set for me, my name on all the stuff, and they were handing me breakfast, handing her food, and getting everything that she wanted. It was dope. It was cool. She wasn't used to that, but it was a fun day, and she got to see the whole behind the scenes of how they do this stuff. The food dress, food designers, the people. Every time we took a bite of something, they'll come back, they'll fill it back up, put the cheese back on it, put the chili back on it. Every take, we did that like 100 times, and she was like, "I did not know it was like this busy." You know, like this. I'm like, yeah, it's a lot going on. It's like 100 some people in this house just moving like little ants, just making sure things go right. And the whole time, Fritos was there too, of course. They were in the bedroom somewhere in this house. We didn't even know where they were. Like, I never knew that they were there until after we wrapped. And I wrapped and I did like 150 a take. And they came outside and they was like, oh, thank you so much. They giving me hugs, saying congratulations. This is a big thing. And then they start going to the history of like, this is our first time doing this digital from a digital marketing standpoint. So this is the reason why we're doing it this way, because in November, that's the time where people Google Frito pies the most out of the whole year. So that was around the time they was running the commercial, was around November. So the same time they ran the commercials, the same time I was on the billboard. So all of that was like going off like all at the same time. And man, that was a crazy moment because I never catch my commercials first. I have people that always call me and be like, hey, I seen it on Snapchat. I'm like, seen what? That's like, Fritos commercial. I'm like, it's out? I'm like, they don't tell me nothing. So that's how I found out. Then somebody else called me. Somebody stopped me at work. Was like, bro, you all over my Facebook and this and that. So that's when I realized how big that campaign was. That was, oh man, that was an experience too. But that food I love Fritos, but that chili was terrible. That chili was terrible. It was. I'm not gonna lie. I love the people who they work, but I think they couldn't put seasoning in it for a reason. But that food wasn't. Yeah, that chili wasn't it. I made it look good though, but it wasn't it. Yep. So dusty.
At least you're honest. So let's get into this project that's playing behind you. Tell us a little bit about your project because it looks very, very, how can I say it? Um, it looks explosive. It looks like it's a lot of adventure. So tell us a little bit about the project.
Um, this is my project. It's called Regime 13. I wrote it, directing it, partially filming it. We're still filming it. This year coming up, 2023, we're right back at it. We took a break because we ended up, me and my same crew filmed another movie called Sugar City, and we play like FBI, like a raid team. So I put a pause on mine to help out, a friend that actually helped me. So now we're back. We're back to my project now, and yeah, this movie is really. This was really a side project. This started as a short, and I turned it into more so like a pilot episode. Like the runtime
Yeah.
gonna be about 50, 55 minutes, and I'm pitching it as a pilot and not as a movie. I started on another project called Copy 21. It's another action project, but I need like a $54 million budget just off top, just from everything that I'm putting into it. I know I'm not gonna be able to film it from an independent standpoint. So I say, you know what, let me humble myself for like a little bit, write something on the action standpoint that I can actually do and film myself. So um, I really don't have a lot of middlemen with this. I got the camera equipment, the sound equipment. I have my own production company, which is Dot Five Productions, and I got a team of like 20 to 25 people that's under me that help with this whole process you see behind me. And I edit it, of course. So this is playing in the editing software in Adobe Premiere Pro. And I do like a lot of the heavy lifting. So when it comes down to like composing and just a little light stuff, I got my boy Dedrick. He got a few projects on Netflix that he's composed for. A lot of projects actually, a lot of movies on Amazon Prime, a lot of originals. He's dope music producer. He's produced for Royce the 5'9", produced with Dr. Dre, a lot of cats like that. And he saw that I was doing a project, and he was like, man, I just want to work with you. I'm like, hey, bro, I can't fit you in the budget. I don't know how we gonna work this out, but just because he's the person who he is, man, he was like, bro, I just throw me anything. I just want to work, you know what I mean? And I'm like, man, that's a blessing, man. So he's gonna be composing for my movie as well, and just to have his expertise and his professionalism on it, his name attached to it is major for me and the whole project. So a lot of these cats you see behind me, all of them are military. Everything that we're doing, we're moving the right way. I bought all the props. This location we actually filming it right here. The last day that we filmed there, the place burned down. It's not even there anymore. I mean, we were done filming there, but it's right down the street from my house. If I drive by there now, you can see straight through it. I don't know what happened. It was like an abandoned like house. It was really graffiti and stuff everywhere. A lot of graffiti artists used to go in there and tag and stuff. The whole place is burnt down to the ground. I have no clue when that happened, but I'm like, I gotta finish this movie now. So you know what I mean? It can't be for nothing at this point. But we made the most of it, and thank God, I was able to finish it out and go ahead and get what I needed to get. So, but yeah, this is my action project. It's called Regime 13. It's already on IMDb, and I'm still casting for a few different roles for it as well, even though I started filming. So yeah, I can't wait for people to see this. The premiere is gonna be absolutely crazy. It's gonna be grand.
And it's coming out next year, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. It is coming out next year. We'll be finishing filming up next year around March, April. And then by late 2023 is probably when I start do the premiere and film festivals and stuff like that.
All right, yes, because it is film festival season. You got the International, Toronto International Film Festival, and so many others can. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
back around the time. I'm gonna read some comments and take some questions. Shout
Of
outs
course.
to Jay Evans again. The music panel tomorrow with Jay Evans and K Tubes, both of my brothers. Tune in tomorrow at 6:30. We're gonna be going through some of the most iconic Christmas albums and Christmas hit singles. So make sure you guys tune in at 6:30 tomorrow. And BSMG Vision says, much love, bro. I'm very proud of you.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that for real. That means a lot.
Let me see. Question. I don't know why I'm picturing mom and smiling and clapping like another. Every mom has that moment. That have you ever had a moment like that where your mom just start crying? She's so proud of you. I know she is.
She is. Um she is. We usually when I have a premiere, like something new comes out, I watch it with the family. With her, my grandmother, she passed away this year from brain cancer.
Sorry.
My appreciate it. My last birthday, I spent it with her, and that was when 1883 came out on Paramount Plus with Tim McGraw,
Faith
Billy
Hill.
Bob, yeah, Billy Bob Thornton and Sam Elliott and all that. It's the Yellowstone prequel that's on Paramount Plus. When that came out, it came out around my birthday, and the season 2 for that is coming out on my birthday this year. But
Okay.
I was blessed enough to get a speaking role in that project, and that was a big. That's probably the biggest project I've ever been a part of. Um, Taylor Sheridan, the director and writer, he allowed me to have a speaking role for that. So when I found out that I had a speaking role, I couldn't wait till it came out. So my grandmother, on my birthday, I was able to spend it with her, and we watched it together. This was like a month, like a month or so before she passed away, and I was able to spend my last birthday with her last year in December. Uh, and yeah, that was how I spent that last little birthday with her. So when I have something like this, the family's first. I always
Over
watch
everything.
I always
Right.
watch it with the family. So my phone. So I absolutely love my family. I love my people. They are very supportive, and man, yeah, can't can't go that far, without them, really, man. Like I said, even with her watching my kids and stuff while I'm doing this stuff, I wouldn't be able to do it if she wasn't able to do that for me. So she understands what I'm trying to do, and she sees that I'm pushing and going far as I can with it. So yeah, but yeah, she has some super proud moments, especially when she talked to other people, her coworkers. Oh my god, all of them, they huge supporters too, but because of her, she's my number one promoter. She be promoting like crazy, man. Yeah, seriously.
It's good to have family behind you 100%. 100%, especially getting into this business and to see moms being proud. They're sort of reluctant about getting their babies into the industry, but to see them have a smile on their face and be supportive and proud is everything.
Oh,
Everything.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, man. So that's at the end of the day, regardless of a paycheck or recognition, that's what I want to do is make my people just proud. My dad, all of them. You know what I mean? So we coming out of the hood like we come out. It's a rarity that we get these opportunities, and I don't know. I know some talented people in my area. They just chose the wrong path. So if they ever got a second chance, I'll give them a second chance and let them come into the industry with me and do some things and use some talents differently. So I used to talk to actually kids to help them,
Yeah.
channel their anger when kids didn't know how to, some kids just need to be challenged. And I used to do like a little Big Brother program thing where I used to talk to kids about, hey man, you should go into acting. Like use all that anger that you got, use all the energy, put it on the screen. I actually still work on one of them. They're actually in my project. You know.
God. And I think we need more programs like that, especially for our youth. We've all become because I have nieces and nephews. My nieces in college, but they've become so consumed about being in these phones. Like we need to get out, interact, the big brother, big sister programs, and so much. And I was telling someone this just the other day that we need more programs where people who are looking to get into the arts, young people like teenagers, whoever who have a passion for acting and getting into drama classes or anything can
Yeah.
go in there. Some at the universities, but
Mhm.
then you've heard stories about them taking away these programs. So I say we need to keep them. We need these programs because they help our youth out here today. Definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. I wish. wish I had something like that. We didn't have too many resources. Acting, a lot of people think they can't do it or they too old to do it. And I was like, man, it's
Yeah.
never too late. Like it's never too late to get into something like that. Mom, my mom and my dad is in my movie. They played two totally different roles. Yeah, my dad he plays an electrician. My mom, she's like in the CIA or something like that. Like they have a little cameo in there too. So um, it's never too late, man. I be telling people that all the time. I get inboxes of people that want to do it, but they've been scared because they feel like they didn't go to theater, they didn't do this. I'm like, I didn't go to theater either. Like I didn't. We played football. Like we didn't do they. We didn't. I didn't even know we had a theater class at Carter at all. So it was never like shined upon that that's your entry into acting or to the acting world was that. We never knew it. The whole time I never knew it until way afterwards. And then even when I got in college, it was still new to me at that point. Um, until way after, and because I'm not a theater guy. Like the people, my guys who do theater, I love them to death. I put them up there. I would not touch the stage doing acting. You would not see me doing that. I give them the high fives and the kudos like I support it. I buy a ticket. I am not touching that stage unless like back in the gap when I was doing music all day. But doing this, nah. Nah, I give that's their lane. I'm TV, movies, all day, commercials. I'm not touching that stage. I love the stage, but I'm not touching that stage acting. Nah, I'm not doing that. Ain't gonna embarrass myself like that.
Rich says, I'm a writer of books and films and I want to get into acting also. So what advice would you give to Rich?
Writer books and films when I get acting. How deep, man, you want to get into it? Is it something that you want to like? You want to continue writing because you can have a lot of control because that's what it kind of comes down to, how much control you want over your stuff. So say for instance, with my project, there was nobody in my area filming something like this. Still isn't. Not on this scale, not on this thing. So you create what you want to be. That's what it is. If you can't get booked for the role that you want, if you want that dramatic role, but you keep getting booked as a cop or booked in a comedy role, and you like, I want someone sick, create it. You just got to create it because ain't nobody gonna create it for you. You know what I'm saying? So me, I'm an action head. I love action movies. I grew up off action movies. Nobody was doing them down here. Everything is drama, it's gang related, drugs. It's the same stuff, really. You know what I mean? I love it, but it's a rarity that you get people that do something outside the box, like on some Jordan Peele type stuff. You know what I mean? But here I got military action stuff. All the stuff I love, I put it in here. Everything. So with you being able to write books and stuff, man, that's a huge plus because I'm not a book guy at all. I can write a script. I have friends who write books, they're super talented, but I'm trying to get them into turning their books into TV shows or series or stuff like that. So I'm working with somebody, she actually moved from Oklahoma. She's down here now, Mansfield. She's working on a book, but we're turning her book into a series after I'm done with my movie. So and hers is gonna be really interesting as well. So create your role, man. He said, I want to play a villain. So, man, write it, man. You can write. You are in full control. If you know people that got cameras, you got to create that stuff. That's all. That's what it comes down to. You'll be amazed that the control comes down to you filming it, and when it gets here to the editing room, that's the stuff that people don't want to do, but they need it. So that's what I would advise you to do. Get a team. Get a few. You don't need a lot of people. Get a few people that believes in your project and just go for it, man.
All right, and we got another question for you before we get into our holiday games because you guys know December is here and the Christmas holidays will be amongst us pretty soon, closer than you think. All right, so the last question is from Island Yankee. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more throughout the game, but he wants to know, are you going to do seminars and give advice to people who want to do acting?
No, I haven't really thought about it. I have spoke at schools um, to kids or whatever that don't know that they have the avenue to do so. Like kind of like I was back in school. Because like I said, a lot of these kids, they just need to be challenged. A lot of them they're not bad kids. They just make bad decisions, of course. So I go and I have spoke with kids a lot, like, but as far as a seminar, I didn't think nobody would actually listen to me like like that. You know what I mean? To tell you the truth, even with my body of work, I always feel like I need to do better. So I never thought of myself to be good enough to even talk in front of people like that. Even though I do have people ask me questions, but I never know. I've never thought I've never done that. I'll look into it, but I've never done it. Crazy. That's a good question.
All right, Pastor
Appreciate the
Dawes, it
phone.
is time
I got you.
for our holiday games here. The first one is called the Rapid Five Holiday Edition. And Gurie has to tell me 5 things he can't live without for the Christmas holidays. And then the next one is called This or That. All right. So we're going to throw in
5 things I can't live without.
Yeah. It can
Okay.
be your favorite food, your favorite drink for the Christmas holidays. And then the next one is going to be called This or That. So I'm going to give a scenario and you give me what your choice is. All right. So, all right. The Rapid Five. What are 5 things you can't live without during the Christmas holidays?
Food, my
Okay.
phone, clothes, and my family, and my car.
All right. Yes, because everybody be traveling. I know airport expenses, everybody's trying to fly back home and stuff for the holidays. I know the airports are gonna be packed. So
I'm
make
not
sure
touching
you guys get your tickets,
it.
find
At
those
all.
deals and everything. You were saying, I'm sorry.
I said I'm not touching the airport at all. So yeah, they can have
Yeah,
that.
for those of you who fly, would rather drive. All right.
Mm,
So next one is called This or That. So I'm going to throw out a couple scenarios that people might run into on Christmas for the Christmas holidays, right, Fashion Dolls? All right.
mm.
So the first one is, I'm gonna give you 2 choices: upcycling a gift, regifting a gift, or purchasing a brand new gift. Which one would you choose?
I purchased a brand new gift.
Okay, because I've had people try to regift gifts, and I'm just like, I've already got something like this, and
That
give them to me. Stop being cheap and go buy a new one.
right. That's
Okay.
that That's what it is. That's what it be the last minute ones that they ain't get to go shopping, and they be like, "Oh snap, Walmart actually closed. I can't go buy nothing." So they be like, "You know what? I ain't use this little doohickey in the thing. So let me go in and wrap that up and hand that to somebody." So yeah,
Yeah. All right. I know a lot of people like this one too, but I like it as well also. Giving someone a gift card and allowing them to go shopping themselves or picking out something that they like. Which one would you prefer?
ooh, I say picking out something they like. I say pick out because I don't know. Sometimes it's a thought, and people. I like to listen to people and like stuff that they like. So when I find out something they're really looking at or they really like, or I might give them some myself, it's unexpected. So I like giving unexpected gifts. A gift card is cool, but a gift card is to somebody who got everything to me. So if you
Yeah.
got everything, like my mom, I bought her I don't know how many pairs of shoes. She got too many shoes. I would just give her a gift card and be like, just go get something. Just I don't know what to. You got too much. Like, oh, what else to give you? So unless I customize it myself and give it to her, yeah, she's getting a gift card. Or either I'm gonna go and take her shopping myself and tell her to pick out what she wants, a bag or something.
Much
So,
better.
mm-hmm.
And it lets you know that they care. It's the thought that counts. When you pick out
Oh,
something for them, you take them someplace. All right, the next one. Y'all don't hurt me for this now. Okay, it's involving food.
yeah.
Okay. Fruitcake or the Christmas cookies that come in the tin can. Everybody and their mama know them in the black household. The blue
I
can,
know
y'all
them.
know what
I
I'm
know.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Them sugary things. I'm gonna have to go with the cookies. Them cookies was undefeated. Them cookies was undefeated, man. Like seriously, they sure was. I remember them things because you used to could keep the tin can thing and use it for something else
Oh
after the
yeah.
cookies. That's why I used to keep a lot of my change in when I ate the cookies up. So the cookies was good, man. Them cookies, I haven't had one of them cookies in a long time. That
And
a
they still
long time.
got them out there. They've even increased the size. If you guys go to Sam Clubs or Costco or wherever, I've seen the big tin can of them too. So they got them there.
Really?
They even said that fruitcake is a no-no. Yes.
I
It, my
haven't.
mom tried to offer me peace. I think my one of my aunts bought it, and I was just like, no, I'll pass. I like the
Really.
holiday cookies better.
Yeah, the cookies. Yeah, the cookies be hitting, man. The cookies be hitting. I had my favorite ones, but fruitcakes. Them fruitcakes be hard. They be. I don't know why they be so bricked up, but the ones I've seen, they are just. They are. I've never had one. I've been so scared to eat one because I'm like, every time I see them, they're like brick. They're like bricks. I'm like, why are they so aggressively hard? Like, people eat these? And I was just like, I can't leave it alone. You're like, just give me give me the cookies, man. I'll take the cookies any day.
All right. So the next one is Christmas singing Christmas carols or listening to Christmas music. Because I was just listening to some while I was getting ready. We was talking throughout the break and talking
Right.
while I was getting ready and stuff. So what gets you in the holiday spirit? The Christmas carols, listening to the carolers, or the music?
Oh man, the Christmas music all day. That's something my mom, my grandmother, the Temptations,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, singing
I
this Christmas, Silent Night. I mean, come on, man. You know, that's all. That was our culture too. So you know, they changed things up when Motown started dropping the Christmas songs. It was a wrap. It was a wrap. That's I'm gonna be playing that to my kids, man. That's just even in the schools. They used to play them in our school too. Right? You know, when we had the plays or whatever in the auditorium. That's what they usually play in the background during Christmas time or like over the loudspeaker. So they're good songs, man.
and it never
Good
go
songs.
out of style. Classics. Island Yankee had me laughing just the other day because he texted me. It was the 1st of December, and he
Mm.
texted me and he said, "In my mind." I said, "In my mind, what?" So he goes, "You don't know oh, he's literally texting me one of the lyrics to the Temptations.
Hmm.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
goodness.
yeah. Temptation be jamming, man. They be jamming. So that was like my grandmother's like one of their favorite groups. Like we
Oh yeah.
watched it, we don't know how many times. We can recite the whole movie. We watched it so many times. But yeah, that and what's love got to do with it? Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. And we got another question for you from Island Yankee. He wants to know, what do you tell someone who has a passion to act but has lost motivation?
Have a passion, egg, and lost motivation. Um, who is your favorite actor? For one, that's where I would start. I would watch them. I would mimic like them or whatever the case may be. Like that's where I would go to. Like so if you have a favorite actor or actress, watch their work, man. Watch where they started from and where they are. Listen to their story. Because a lot of the people felt like that and was finna get out the game and then something happened. And you never know how close you are to their blessing. So um I would say, man, if you lost that motivation, you have to find that juice. Because even with something like this, sometimes I'm just like, call sheet. I make all of that stuff myself. It's a lot, but when you understand that the end game and what you're trying to do and where you want to be, man, you'll do anything to get there. You'll find that mojo again, but you just got to find what sparks you.
Yeah.
Sometimes is me watching a certain TV show or a movie that's so different or the story is so good and so in depth, it makes me come back to my script and re-look at my stuff. And I'm like, man, I can change some stuff up. I didn't know I didn't even think this way. I didn't do this. Man, I love watching different thinkers, man, creative people. It's so many creative people in this world. So I want to be, that's how I see my competition. That's to me, that's what my competition is, what I see on TV, on HBO Max, on Netflix, on Paramount. That's how I have to think in order for me to step my game up on everything. So yeah.
That
So
type of mind.
you gotta find that mojo, man. That's all it is. It's hard to say what it is, but you know what your triggers are. So I like getting challenged. Sometimes I like wowing people. So when I see this as for the first time, even when I'm editing, I try to go into the mind frame of the audience. Is this gonna wow them? Is this gonna be like, oh man, that's gonna make them laugh? So I have to keep coming back to the drawing board almost every time I open my script. Every time. So you got to find that mojo, man. I got a lot of different triggers, but I had to make myself realize that those are my triggers. At first, I didn't know. I'm like, I want to do something, but now I have the power to do it. So it's easier for me now because I gave myself an outlet. But you gotta find what your triggers are.
Ala Yankee says, I agree with the gift card. I have at least 40 pairs of shoes. That he does. He does.
That's a lot. I'm not a shoe person like that, man. I got my few pairs I rock. I'm good. Like right now, I got on combat. I got a matter of fact combat boots I got on here because I came fresh from work. I don't be wearing a lot of shoes like that, man. That's y'all got that. Y'all shoe fanatics. I'm a tech head. I love anything tech. You give me a new camera lens or something, I go crazy. I love you for the rest of my life. You give me something for my equipment or for my production. Oh God, we best friends.
All right,
Absolutely.
specials. We're now at the end of our conversation. This was such a great interview. Last thought, 2023. Now we're closing out December. That'll be it. We'll be going into 2023, the new year. It
Right.
seems like the year 2022 went by so fast.
You do.
So, what is something that you're looking to take forward to in 2023? And I've already shared my vision board idea and layout. It's in my stories. You guys check it out, and then I posted it on my feed, so you guys can kind of get an idea of what you want to do. I remember I stayed up. What was it? Sunday until 11 o'clock working on that vision board. I had so many things that I want to pour into for the new year. So, what are you looking
Right.
forward to for 2023?
Um. Oh my God. I am. The plan is so. I have to confine it to because I'm thinking so big. But this what I'm working on here. I probably have never dedicated anything besides parenting. Dedicated my time to so much stuff. I have turned down casting calls. I have turned down auditions just so I can put my focus on my project. So that's my own personal sacrifice and choice I decided to make. Something I never thought I would do, like, I don't know how many years, but going into 2023 is like I'm so focused on this that it's like I'm starting to see it. And as I'm editing it and I'm seeing it, I'm like, I was scared as hell before I started filming this because I was nervous. So when I got into it, that nervousness just started going away, and I'm like, okay, now I'm full throttle. So that's how I feel like going into next year because I got guys here that work with me, man. That they believe in me, they believe in the project. I couldn't do this without them, and none of them are actors. I'm turning them into actors. These are just military vets. They just know guns. They know stuff. I'm like, I need y'all. I need all that. I need all that. So they rock with me. They believe me, man. They've been rocking with me for a whole year. December 4th last year is when I started my production, and we've been filming this whole year. And I'm still got more to film. Because this is a really detailed project. It's harder to do action. It takes time. Nobody wants to do it. That's why everybody's doing the dramas, the dramedies, the comedy. It's easier to write those. It's easier to film those. I went the hard route, the super hard route, but I'm okay with it because the end product to this, I want people to be like, there's no way he didn't have a multi-million-dollar budget when he filmed this. Like, that's what I want. So going into 2023, I'm upping the stakes on myself, challenging myself. And to me, if your dreams don't scare you, they ain't big enough. So that's kind of where I'm at with 2023, and I'm plenty scared. So I am plenty scared, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna come through, and it's happening in front of my face. And thank God I got people that see what I'm doing. They be like, they just offering their help. That's what's keeping me going because it's like, hey, I don't. I'm like, where am I gonna get this location from to do this scene? I have to stop writing the script because I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna get this location from. I go and I meet somebody the next day and they be like, hey, I own this property, man. I got 300 some acres you can come film on. I'm like, there go my location, just like that. And it's like, God is like, I got you, I got you, I got you. And it's like, it's no way I cannot finish this. So whenever this come out, man, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm already thinking about the premiere, and we ain't even done filming. I'm already thinking about it. So yeah, I'm thinking about the pitch. The first company I'm going to is HBO Max, HBO. They
Okay.
yeah, they opening a headquarters out here in Texas. So I'm going straight there with it, and I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready for it. So all my people, man, if y'all would, man, especially you, Stevie, if you can come out, I'll get you a ticket to come out to the premiere.
I
Absolutely.
would love to, definitely. And
Absolutely.
speaking of premiere, we got another question from you. Are you going to dedicate the movie premiere to your late grandmother? Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Actually, the my character, the gun that he has, her name is on it. So
Wow.
yeah, that's the name of my gun is her name is Mary is Mary, and that she's like in the movie symbolism as in like the gun is protecting me. That's what I'm using. So yeah, and her name was written on it before she even passed away. Like I already
Mhm.
did that. So that was like my own personal thing to my character, is that we kind of own personalize our weaponries, and that's what I have on my gun. That's me right there. That gun I'm holding right there, yeah, it has Mary right on the stock. So yeah, every time I aim down, I can see her name.
Right. Little nicks you can check throughout the movie. Little messages there, hidden
Oh,
messages.
absolutely.
That's dope. Yeah, Miss Stevie, come to Dallas so we can go hang out. Absolutely. I would love to. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
let everyone know where they can follow you, where they can check out this film project, because you could have fooled me. It looks like something Paramount did, but this is your
Thank
work.
you.
This is your film.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's what I want. That's the compliment right there. That keeps me going up. Oh man, I love that. Appreciate you so much. So um but it sound like I'm not just thing to say. I would say Google, just literally Google my name. Thank God. This will pop up. The IMDb for this, the actors, the actresses that got a part of this, and the people that I'm adding. My production company will pop up. Of course, follow me on here at GDOT and the number 5. Yes, somewhere down there. And also on Facebook, the same thing, GDOT and the number 5. Yeah, and my website, GarrettSheffield.com. I got other stuff on there as well. And, shoot, man, yeah, that's pretty much it so far. And matter of fact, one of the casting calls slash trailers is on my page for this movie. So if you go to my page, I think I pinned it. It's the first video. You'll see the trailer for it. And yeah, that's how we doing it down here in Dallas. I'll be coming to Atlanta though.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be
So
going
you
to
guys
Atlanta.
stay tuned and go check out the project. Look forward to it in the new year and so much more. Such a pleasure to have you here. I had such a great time.
Thank you. Hey, I appreciate it. We booked this for a few months ago, right? Like
Yes,
summer,
it's like I think back in the summer. Back in the
summer.
summer.
Yeah, it was
Yes,
yeah, it was a while ago. So it came quick.
finally.
Yeah, and I see you, man. You've been really busy. So congratulations to you and you giving us a platform and everything. So that's a blessing. So absolutely, I would absolutely love for you to come out here and be a part of this. This would be excellent. Seriously.
Definitely. Thank you so much for coming through. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, Garrett Sheffield, make sure you guys please go and follow him, check out the project. And
Mhm.
thank you all for tuning into this incredible interview. You see the project behind him. You guys just have to stay tuned because next year he's dropping it. So you guys stay tuned. Make sure you go follow, check out his page and everything, and I will have the information tagged.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we have Alonzo from TSWDFL. He will be joining me tomorrow. And we have the lovely, the beautiful, legendary actress from his shows such as Family Matters and Punky Brewster. We have Cherry Johnson. She's going to be here, and we're going to talk hair tomorrow. So for my ladies, make sure y'all tune in to find out some holiday hair tips and more. I will see you guys tomorrow on Style by Stevie. And also, Jay Evans, K Toops, 6:30 tomorrow, the Christmas music panel. So make sure you guys tune in. We have a jam-packed day. So you guys are going to get me at 6:30, 2 p.m., and 3 p.m. So yes, it's a jam-packed day tomorrow. So we got a great lineup this week. You guys be safe and make sure you guys go check out the movie Regiment, which is out. Well, we drop it next year. So stay tuned.
Mhm.
I'm Gurie and so much more. And thank you for coming to the Dollhouse. And I'd love to have you back in the future.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all make sure y'all go check out 1883 Paramount Plus. Good show.
All right. So take care, everyone. Thank you, Gurie.
Thank you.